Hi everyone, it's Brooke. Hope you are doing well. Music is just one of those things that I could talk about for hours. It's something that makes up a huge portion of my life. So what better way to spend my time than to yap about new music that I've been loving, that I've been listening to. Yay, 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 yay. Since it's basically the end of quarter one, if you want to look at it business terms, since it is mid-April as I'm filming this, just seeing all of the cool music that's been released, talking about it, what's my faves. This is a little disclaimer. I'm only going to be talking about music that has come out in the last year. Really going to be focusing on new releases. Sit back, relax, grab a drink, grab a little snack. My drink for today, well, it's in my water bottle, but it's my creatine powder mixed in with my water. I'm really trying to be more intentional with my creatine intake. I really don't want to call myself a gym rat. Ew. But I work out pretty regularly. I lift weights. I'm kind of in that environment pretty often. I know I'm supposed to be taking creatine. I have a bad habit of not. The powder that I got as well kind of makes my stomach hurt. That's flavored, but I'm forcing myself to get it down. So that's gonna be my beverage for today. We're gonna start with the albums. Starting off so unbelievably strong, we have That Showbiz Baby by Jade. This came out later in 2025, I think it's September. Context for how I discovered this album. A couple of my friends, they throw a Spotify Wrapped party in December at the end of every year. It's this huge tradition. I look forward to it every single year. It is such a blast. We have like fake little awards. We do a whole presentation PowerPoint. We stand up and basically present our music listening journey and our Spotify Wraps together. It is so much fun. But unfortunately, I couldn't make it to the last one because I was in Toronto with a couple of my friends, so the date didn't really line up and I couldn't make it. But apparently my sister, we were hanging out afterwards. She was like, yeah, Jade, kind of the artist that everyone was really talking about. And my sister plays me Before You Break My Heart, which is, it's basically a cover of Stop in the Name of Love. She plays me that song and I instantly understand. I'm like, so this makes sense. Such good, catchy pop vibes. Angel of My Dreams, probably my most streamed song in January, I would say. Sure, honestly, it's a really good getting ready album as well. If you're about to like hang out, pregame, anything like that. It just sets the vibes so good. Next, we have Creature of Habit by Courtney Barnett. Don't make fun of how I pronounce some of these artist names. I should have looked up how to pronounce all of them, but yet I didn't. So apologies. But no, I've been listening to Courtney's music for quite some time. I think since high school. I absolutely love the singles off this record. And then once it came out, I was like, wow, you did it again. You did it again. I just absolutely love Courtney's vocal delivery in her whole discography, let alone this record. It's also such a great spring-summer record, especially right now in Michigan. You know, the weather is finally starting to warm up, and this album complements kind of the time of season right now, so it just hits extra hard. Song Same is a highlight. That song is so catchy. It's an earworm, I'm telling you. To Whom This May Concern by Jill Scott. So this album came out early February of this year. The beginning of any year with music, I feel like it takes a month or two for new releases to really start picking up. A lot of artists, they really push out their records right at the beginning of the year. They like to wait towards the middle summer or near the end. So there's not as much music getting put out, in my opinion. And the stuff that was getting put out, I was like, like nothing was really sticking out in my head. Then came Jill Scott with this album. I had no prior experience with her music. I knew that she was very popular in the R&B space, you know, kind of a legacy. Hasn't released an album in quite some time, so kind of like a comeback. I think I was cleaning when I listened to this record for the first time, and I literally had to like stop what I was doing and just like sit down because I was like, I was starstruck. Her vocals are unmatched. This girl can sing. Absolutely incredibly talented in that department. The instrumentals are so good. Lots of jazzy influence, 100%. The lyricism and the themes talked about throughout are also a standout. Let me talk about the JID feature in To Be Honest. Stop watching this video and go listen to Be Honest by Jill Scott and JID. 10 out of 10 song. Perfection. The JID feature is so good. I'm not just saying that because I'm going through a JID phase and I saw him in concert earlier last year. The bass solo at the end of that song. Let's talk about J. Cole's new album, The Fall Off. I really enjoyed this project. It is long, and I know it is purposely split up, disc 1, disc 2. They're supposed to act like different stories and almost like different projects. I like that. That's good. I still think it's a little too long for my liking. Nonetheless, there's a lot of good standout tracks sprinkled throughout, and honestly, throughout the time that you listen to it, I'm never bored. There's always something that's intriguing me. Disc 2 is my favorite. The intro to disc 2, favorite song of the whole entire thing. It gives almost little yachty Let's Start Here vibes with the guitar and psychedelic rock moments. And then that beat switch. And I'm like, that beat switch is incredible in the middle of that song. Wow. The Fall Off is Inevitable is also a really great standout. I think it was the first single from this project. Just the whole lyricism of how he goes through his life in reverse. It's so genius. I feel like this is some of his best work in my opinion. And I'm going to see him in concert this summer with my cousin and my sister. Help 2 by War Child Records. This is a charity record. All the proceeds from this project go to children that are affected by war. When artists can come together for one common cause, it's great. And it really helps when the music itself is really good. There's so many artists that I already love that have singles on this project. Some include Black Country New Road, Cameron Winters, The Last Dinner Party, even Olivia Rodrigo is on there. Crazy. This is definitely not an album. Let me elaborate on that. I don't know if it's really meant to be listened full way through, like a traditional album with a story and themes, collective perspectives. It's obviously not that. It's just a collection of singles, let's be real. Would I recommend this whole album? I think everyone should listen to it at least once. There's definitely some standouts for sure. Others I'm kind of just like, whatever. But I still would recommend giving your time and energy because again, it's going towards a really good cause. This one's kind of a random one, but it's Snipe Hunter by Tyler Childers. I finally got around to listening to this album, okay? Tyler Childers, he has a warm spot in my heart. Country music definitely took me a lot of time to get into, but now that I have, that part of my brain has unlocked, I'm all for it. And he's honestly probably one of my most favorite mainstream country artists because I'm very particular with the type of country I like, but I really enjoy his music, and this is just a short, sweet, good, fun time. It's not breaking any molds or anything, but it's just a fun time. There's a song in this album about him talking about if he had rabies, he'd bite you. It's just silly. It's silly, it's catchy, it's a good time. I just think about the summer, windows down, just like cackling with friends. Just brings me good memories. And I just don't know why I finally got around to listening to this, because this has been out for a while. I think it came out last summer. I'm just not listening to it. Forever Always Never Ending by Mount Jr. This I got recommended by one of those pretentious people on Instagram Reels that think just because all of their favorite artists are underground and have less than 1,000 monthly listeners on a streaming service, they think they're elite. I still gave it a try because it seemed convincing. This is really good. It's short. It's an EP, 20 minutes. Just put good headphones on, good speakers, listen to it. You by the Underscores. This is probably my album of the year so far, if I'm being completely honest. Electronic, poppy, hot, sexy, cool. I feel like it doesn't overstay its welcome at all. It's short, 30 minutes. And I was really surprised that I ended up liking this project more than I did, because I've tried to listen to Underscore's music before. Specifically, cannot think of the title on the top of my head, but it's the album with like the horseshoe on it. I remember distinctly listening to that album and I didn't like it. That was a couple of years ago, so I might have to re-listen to this because wow, this album really took me by surprise. I've been loving it. Music, it's a standout. Innuendo, I Get It. Courage by Mason Moniz, and hoping I'm pronouncing that correctly. This is just a short 30-song EP. The time I'm filming this, it came out last Friday. Wow, am I obsessed. Wow, is it so good. Mason Monet's album that came out in 2025 really took over my year. So I was quite delighted to see this EP. I just love how delicate her voice is. And with the incredible instrumentals, the jazzy influences, with the folk, the guitar, it's technically so amazing. This EP also features John Robozo. He's a similar vibe, and they sound great together. And they're all on my baking playlist, that music that I like to bake to, which is kind of a fun fact. Baking cozy vibes. 2 more albums to go. Second to last, ETDS, a mixtape by IDK. My cousin, he's kind of my supplier with like rap and hip hop music, because that's kind of the main genre that he really fixates on. And he recommended me this album. I think it's really good. It was my introduction to IDK, so I don't have context given the rest of his discography, but it's just a fun time. It's really great. It's a short project. I realize I keep saying the albums that I like, that a good quality of it is that it's short, which that's definitely not the case at all. I just feel like with a lot of records, it can be so easy to just overbloat it. And I feel like it's a trend just in the music space. Deluxe, super deluxe, just trying to milk out every single dollar and every single music play, listen of an album cycle. I don't want to say I dislike long albums, because there are plenty of long albums that are over an hour that are some of my favorite pieces of work ever. It's just definitely harder to pull off, and I gravitate to shorter albums in general. I just had a fun time listening to this. I was at the gym, good vibes. A lot of good features on here. Pusha T was on here. As well as some used tracks by Mac Miller and MF Doom. Whole conversation of whether or not that's ethical to be using their likeness for songs, that's a whole different discussion, but I thought both of the songs that featured them respectfully were good. I really enjoyed them. One of the songs also had a SpongeBob sample at the beginning, so plus in my book. The last album I'm going to be talking about in this video is actually a live album Hospice at 10 live in Chicago by the Antlers. Just another excuse to talk about how amazing this album is. The Antlers in general, if you haven't, I was gonna say have the joy to listen to them, but that's probably not good wording. They make very sad music, especially Hospice is probably one of the saddest records, honestly, that I've ever heard in my life. It's so devastating. Talks about the story of having someone in hospice care and kind of like the emotions surrounding that. I don't want to give too much away, but they recently put out a live rendition of that album, and wow does it bring me back to the first time I've ever listened to that album. Incredible. I mean, listen to like the original, but the live one just, it adds to it. Now I'm gonna transition into singles / one-off songs that I've really been digging. I'm not gonna go too in depth into these, I'm kind of just gonna list them off. But if it's in this video, just know I love it. I've been obsessed with it. If you have noticed, I have been looking like not the camera. It's because I have my laptop with all these things written down. So I'm just gonna read off my computer. Starting off, we have Cold by After, One Stop by Aldous Harding, Metal by She's Green, Runway by Lady Gaga and Doechii. This just came out last week for the Devil Wears Prada 2 soundtrack. Ugh, gagged. It's so good. Moon to Dry by Ben Flocks and Jackson Port. Jazz Album by Ben Flocks. He's a really good saxophone player. And this song is the only vocals in the album, and I really liked it. Je ne sais pas by Frog. Guys, Frog's coming out with a new album. I'm so excited. I Did This to Myself by Thundercat, Lil Yachty, and Flying Lotus. Best song off Thundercat's new album. I had high expectations for the Thundercat album because I absolutely loved this single and also the one with Tame Impala, but I feel like the album dragged, unfortunately. Again, it should have been shorter. What I'm saying. Backseat by Bala Brigida. Goodness, we're just falling off the rails at this point. Pretty sure this song got some pretty significant online attention recently, probably TikTok, Instagram. Nonetheless, it's really good. It's a banger. Last but not least, Days Go by James Blake. Honestly, I should have recommended the new James Blake album in my albums. I honestly don't know why I didn't, but listen to that album. It's really good. Reminds me if Joji was still good, and it kind of makes me sad and nostalgic for 2018, 2019. So that's all the music that I've been listening to. Current new releases ish that I've been listening to. Guys, that was so much fun. Let me know your thoughts, what you're currently listening to. I will always take music recommendations, so please put them. Have a discussion in the comments. I'm so curious. Bye guys.